Here is a mentor note for teachers today. If you're watching this and you feel like you're behind, you feel like you look around and everyone else has it figured out except you, then this is for you. I want to say this clearly right now at the beginning. You do not need to have everything figured out to be a good teacher. In fact, the best teachers both don't have it all figured out and they know it. They're not bothered by that because, learning really is a lifelong process. Okay? We're constantly learning, which means we're constantly unlearning things. And so much changes all the time. Think of what education looked like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or even 20 years ago. So much has changed from when we were students to now how we are teachers. We learn new ways to engage students all the time, and research continues to show us how best students learn, and it's always moving forward and growing, just like you should be, just like we all are as teachers. Okay? Somewhere along the way, somehow, when we started teaching, we came around to this way of thinking that good teachers are the ones who are always calm, who are confident, fake it till you make it, who are organized and always one step ahead. And I get it. I'm the teacher whose desk is always messy. And one of the teachers that I works with, her whole room is always neat and tidy. But we're both great. We're just different, like all of the students in your classroom. And that's okay. Also, you might think you always need to be one step ahead, but teaching in the moment is really powerful, and we all know that. The ability to pivot and be flexible. If students become interested in something that you were surprised about, and maybe a book that you're doing a read aloud with, of course, you're going to follow their passion, because igniting an excitement for learning is about following what students are interested in. There's this misguided idea that by year 2 or 3 or 5 of teaching some abstract number, we should all just know exactly what to do all of the time. And if we don't, then we start questioning ourselves. But the truth is, teaching is not a destination that you arrive at. It's a profession that is constantly in flux and changing because kids change, communities change, curriculum changes, and you change. The world changes. Let's not forget the pandemic. Things happen all the time that affects all of us. If you're still learning and you're still questioning and adjusting, that doesn't make you weak. It makes you exactly what this profession needs. Okay? Teachers need to hear this. You are allowed to still be learning. You need to still be learning, or else you will be stuck in a pattern that will no longer serve the students you are teaching. We're all continuously learning how to manage our classrooms. We need to make sure we're learning how to set boundaries and respect them, and learning how to teach this group of kids in this year, in this season of your life, in this term even. We don't ever expect children to master something immediately. Don't expect it from yourself either. And when you don't know something yet, that's not a failure. That's growth in motion. Go and ask someone. Okay? We're all here to support you. We're all here to support each other. We are a community of teachers. I think there's just one more lie we need to unpack, and that is the idea that growth needs to be painful all of the time. That if you're not feeling exhausted or overwhelmed or barely hanging on, that you're not doing enough. I had this happen to me in December. I was actually feeling pretty good, maybe towards the end of November, the beginning of December. I was feeling really good, and I felt so bad for people who were just feeling so exhausted. But that's just how it was for me, because I had finished my master's and all of a sudden I had a lot of time freed up, and that made me feel pretty good, which made me sleep a little bit better. So if you're not struggling, it doesn't mean you're not growing. growth also means that you have support along the way. It's mentorship and collaboration. And it's being able to say, I'm stuck without feeling shame about that. We were never meant to do this job alone. We used to have collaboration time. There's a reason it's called a school community. But I feel like more and more these days, isolation is becoming normalized in teaching. And we really need to fight against that in any way we can. Good mentorship doesn't say, you should know this by now. Good mentorship says, let's figure this out together. It reminds you that your worth as a teacher, it's not measured by perfection, productivity, or how much you're able to sacrifice. You're allowed to need help. You are allowed to ask questions. You are allowed to grow at a pace that is sustainable. So here is your mentor note today. You don't need to have everything figured out. You're allowed to still be learning. You're allowed to not know something. Please make sure you're going out there and asking for help. We all are here to support each other. And growth doesn't mean burning yourself out. It means being supported as you become the amazing teacher that you are. If no one has told you lately, you're doing so much better than you think. And you don't have to do this alone. Tune into the Pedagogically Speaking podcast. You can find it on Spotify or Apple or right here on YouTube, and I'll see you next time.